But if you close your eyes.
Now that we've talked about how to create a graph and the different types of graphs you can choose from, I'm going to talk about selecting data for your graphs. After you've created your graph, if you right-click anywhere on the graph, you'll see some options that pop up, and one of these options is Select Data. This is how you can change and modify the data that is in your graph. Let's walk through the Select Data Source window. At the top of the window, there will be a chart data range that contains the range of cells selected for your graph. If you have more than one data field in your graph, the Series section will allow you to select which field you want to work with. To the right, the X-axis labels are shown. In order to make changes to one of the fields in the graph, you would need to click on the field you want to modify and then click Edit. This will open the screen that allows you to change the name and range of the field. There are also buttons for Add and Remove at the top of the Series section. This is how you can add new fields to your graph or delete ones that you no longer want. Let's say we wanted to add claim count into our graph of average losses. We click Add, and then the Edit Series window pops up. In the Name section, we can either select the cell that contains the name or type in the name ourselves. Since we already have the field name typed into a cell, we'll just reference that cell by clicking on it. The Y values will contain equals 1, and we just want the equal sign, so we'll delete the other characters. Now we can select the column of data we want to pull into the graph. And I'll hit Shift-Control down to highlight the entire column. Now click OK, and then OK again. You can now see that claim count has been added into our graph as a red line. I want to direct your attention to the X-axis of our graph. It has defaulted to just a count of the rows for the fields we've selected. I recommend that you never leave your X-axis as this default. In our dataset, we've been viewing our fields by year and month, so this should be our X-axis in our graph. In order to do this, we'll again right-click anywhere on the graph and click on Select Data. Next, click Edit under the horizontal axis labels, and the axis labels box will pop up. Then, on the spreadsheet, highlight the year and month columns and click OK. I'm going to hit Control Up to bring me to the top of the column, and then I'm just going to highlight the numbers in these two columns. For this graph, it would make more sense to have the X-axis be year and quarter, since the month is too crowded. In order to make this change, you would just need to add quarter into the data and follow the same steps I just shared to modify the X-axis labels. Try to make this modification for practice.
But if you close your eyes.